KD's mentality heading into Game 7. So, Skip, I ask you, which team has more pressure on them tonight?
Stephen A. Smith, in my view, the pressure now shifts seismically to the home team tonight at Oracle to win a third straight game against a team that has often dominated the Warriors in stretches of this Western Conference Finals. I think the pressure now shifts to the home team with a chance now to validate the record 73-win season by getting to the NBA Finals and winning it. And I think that's a lot of pressure. I think the pressure is now mostly off the visiting team, which opened, the Thunder did, as an 8.5-point underdog in this game. It's now bet down to 7. But my point is, outside Thunder Nation, I don't think many people really expect Oklahoma City to win this game, so expectations are lowered. And I'm hearing that Oklahoma City is actually relieved this game isn't in Oklahoma City because the crowd gets so hyped that it makes its home team play a little tight trying to get back to an NBA Finals. So I think they have a better chance, they think, at Oracle tonight where they can kind of relax and just let it flow.
I need to ask you a question. What's your definition of pressure? Are you talking about just as it pertains to who wins this game or not, or the ramifications of who loses?
I'm just doing this game tonight. Which team will feel the most pressure? I think the home team will. Just
okay,
tonight.
all right. I agree with that, but for me, I'm embracing it different. If you're talking about who's going to feel the most pressure to win tonight, because in the throes of action, sure, it's Golden State. You overcome a 3-1 deficit. You got a Game 7 on your home floor. You're trying to repeat as champions, validate your 73-9 season. Fair enough. But I'm looking at it, just so you know, about who has the stiffest residual ramifications. Who's it going to stay with more if they lose? I think that's Kevin Durant. I don't even think it's Oklahoma City. I think it's Kevin Durant. Think about this. Think about Golden State. We've been wondering, is Steph Curry really healthy? Is he going to have surgery in the offseason? Is he himself? Blah, 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 right? And we see all of that. And so because of that, you came back from a 3-1 deficit, and you fought and pushed this to a Game 7. That's respect. You might end up losing, but as a champion, you didn't go down like suckers. You handled your business. No. You stepped up and embraced the challenge of being champions, responded to the moment, and pushed it to a Game 7. That's entirely different than a superstar approaching free agency, talking about possibly leaving, etc. One of the greatest players in the world, up 3-1 on the champions, got the endorsement deals and the huge max contract coming, and everybody talking about you. And all of a sudden, Game 6 was on your home floor, and you, in concert with your other superstar, folded like a cheap tent. Yeah. That's what you're holding on to. If Game 6 never happened the way it happened, that would be different. But because of how it went down, how it ended, you have got to respond. Game 7. If you don't, all we're going to remember is Game 6. Kevin Durant has to respond tonight. I believe you. I think he's going to drop 40. But again, it's what are you going to do in those last waning moments when the palms get sweaty and the backside gets tight? What's up? That's what we're looking for, because I know you're going to drop 40. And I think that Russell Westbrook might drop a triple-double. I'm not worried about their numbers. I'm worried about where they're going to be when that crowd at the Oracle is roaring and everybody's going crazy and the clock is ticking and your season is on the line. We all see what Steph Curry and Klay Thompson are capable of doing. If they don't do it, okay, you didn't do it this time, but they've already done it enough times. We're wondering about OKC.
All right, flip it around. Do the hypothetical. What if Golden State loses a Game 1 and a Game 7 at home to Oklahoma City and also got treated like suckers, got blown off the floor like suckers in Games 3 and 4 at Oklahoma City? Will we come in here tomorrow and say the 73 wins were meaningless, empty,
to some degree, we'll say that. But the problem is Steph Curry got hurt against Houston. wasn't fully recovered against Portland. And there were questions that persisted all along. He just negated them, and Golden State negated them because, like champions do, they left no room for excuses. They owned it and came back and stomached it. But in our heart of hearts, as you alluded to earlier in the show, there are questions about how healthy Steph Curry is. So in the crevices of our mind, we have that as a backdrop. What possible backdrop does Kevin Durant have?
Okay, so are we saying that Golden State does have an excuse if it loses at home tonight? Steph, in his health?
To some degree, I'm saying not right now, but reflecting on in the offseason, we might say that. We won't say that about Kevin Durant.
Nope.
We're not going to say that.
We'll leave it there. We asked you guys earlier in the show that if Kevin Durant loses, is he leaving OKC? We'll have your results and react to them when we come back. Stay here.